Our dog Loki, his middle name is Zedekis, and that was no mistake. He is definitely named after Zed, who we have not met yet, so we should continue.
Yeah. He was named after 2 mischievous characters, and he lives up to his name. But I love him so fucking much.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, we can get back to the chapter, but you can't mention my dog and not have me talk about how much I love him. Okay. So then, Richard is thinking about how once they get to his place, they can, like, chill out, and how he's gonna give up his bed, even though he's been thinking about how wonderful it's gonna feel to lay in his bed. He's gonna give it up to her. To this woman he just met a few hours ago. He's gonna let her have his bed, and he's gonna lay in his chair. And that'll be just fine, because he just wants to lay down.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and stop you right here. And I know this makes me a dick, but no. I want to sleep in my bed. You can have my super comfy chair. You're still strangers. I'm not getting any. You can have the chair.
I don't disagree.
No. Jade and I are kind of the same person. When we fight, nobody gets the couch because we're like, look, this is my bed. This is where I sleep. I guess best case scenario, I would offer Kahlan, hey, you can share the bed with me, but I'm going to be in the bed. Okay. That doesn't mean anything has to happen, but I'm definitely not sleeping in my bed after a fucking day like today.
Let's be real. I don't want to cuddle with you anyways tonight. I'm tired.
Right. I'm going right to sleep.
We aren't spooning. I'm turning the opposite way.
We're one and the same person, JD.
I'm gonna say goodnight and then bye.
And
I'll
that's
see you in the morning. Yeah, that's it. You want to sleep on the couch? Go ahead. You want to sleep in the chair? Go ahead. You want to sleep? I don't really give a shit where you sleep, but I'm going to go in the bed. Also, we both have back problems, so fuck the couch.
Oh, yeah. No. The couch is not a place for one to sleep. It's a good place to nap.
Yeah.
But no sleeping.
So, after Richard gets out of his bed thoughts, Richard starts to think about how he has secrets of his own. And I thought that maybe it was because he had his own secrets that he's been so cool with Kahlan being secretive about herself.
Yeah, like, how could he allow himself to be too judgmental of her when he has a big secret? It goes on to say that his father made him the keeper of a secret book, and also that he gave him a tooth that was about 3 fingers wide, which is fucking huge. Super sidebar, we went shark tooth hunting in Florida this year, and a tooth that is 3 fingers wide is huge. I just wanted to throw that out there. Anyways, and the tooth is the proof that he is the guardian of the book and that it wasn't stolen. And to further that point, this is probably what Michael was talking about, and proof that he was dead wrong about it when he said that, you know, just because you take something off of a dead person doesn't mean it's yours to take.
Yeah, fuck him, first of all, for insinuating that George was a thief, and second of all, for having information and not talking to Richard about it, even though Richard maybe kept this a secret from Michael. That's not really clear, is it?
No, it's not really clear, but what is clear, in the last episode, we had said, look, it doesn't really give away the character of George Cypher. We don't really know if he was a good guy or not. Richard came to his defense, and Michael said, look, he might have stolen it, but the book and the tooth go together. That's what we do know. Mm-hmm. And we do know that the book was not stolen. So we could assume that George is not a bad dude. He's an adventurer. He goes out and finds things, but he's not a thief and he's not a liar. And so Michael is painting a very bleak picture of his dad And wouldn't that incense Richard a little bit? Wouldn't that piss him off?
Maybe, but what just occurred to me is that maybe not. Because maybe Richard's sitting there like, you didn't know our dad. Dad let me in on a secret. And he didn't let you in because he didn't really fucking like you.
He knew you were a big piece of shit, too.
Yeah. So maybe that's why Michael doesn't really care for George, because he could feel that George didn't really care for him.
That's a really good point, JD.
He picked Richard as a favorite. He's the one that he gave his secrets to. So that's why Michael's like, fuck you, fuck George, fuck everybody. I'm going to sexually assault the chick you're with.
Oh, it's all so clear now. Wow. Oh, no, I totally see it. I didn't really get that far into the thought, but now that you say it, yeah, no, that's probably what it is.
Yeah.
Michael probably felt that separation from his dad, and that's why he's not as close to George as Richard was.
And he just cares about material things because, like, interpersonal relationships don't matter as much to him.
Not really his thing. See, these are the theories that we love.
If you have any other ideas about Michael and why he's such a dickbag, be sure to let us know. You can totally email us at podcastatt.com at gmail.com or on the Facebook. So, go ahead.
Ooh.
Baby, go ahead.
So, Richard decides that's probably a good idea if now they go back to grab the knife and all of the shit that he forgot the initial time he was walking in the woods alone.
Yeah.
He decides they need to go back to his house, get his backpack, get his knife, and then head to Zed's to figure out what the hell bit him and how to take care of this wound.
Stop hallucinating.
Right, so he can stop tripping balls. I know we were joking in the first couple of episodes, but at this point, he's pretty clear-headed. I do like to imagine that he's still tripping balls, though, just a little bit. Like most of this is just a dream that he's having, but it's very much real life.
Everything's exaggerated a lot.
Yes. So they're headed down the trail that goes to his house when they notice that there's no spider webs going across the trail that they're taking. Now, my first instinctual thought was, well, good. There are no spider webs going across this trail. This is a very good trail to take. That's not the thought they have, though. Because apparently the trail before had spider webs going across it. And to somebody who is a woods guide, who spends a lot of times outdoors, this means somebody's been on this trail because they've broken down all of the spider webs that were there previously.
But, come on. Does one... Because he bends down, he finds a flattened pine cone, and there's no spider webs. And he's all like, someone has to have been here. But really, one flattened pine cone and no spider webs does not an intruder make.
No, I really don't think so. I mean, the flattened pine cone on its own might make me think that something crushed it, obviously. But given that this is deep in the woods, it really could have been anything. It could have been a deer.
Could be a freaking squirrel.
Right. And it goes on to say that the spider webs were every 10 feet before they reached the clearing that they're in. Richard says either they came out of the woods or came out of the sky.
And at this point, I don't know why else you would bring up somebody coming out of the sky other than you're tripping balls. Because again, he's lived in a world without magic for his whole entire life. So for him to automatically assume that it's someone coming out of the sky or just randomly out of the woods it's just funny to me. I think he's just, oh shit, somebody landed.
It's got to be the aliens, Jade.
It's the fucking aliens, bud.
Well, at this point, Richard wants to get back to his house because he wants to grab what we could all pretty much safely assume is his knife, and he wants to grab his backpack, and he wants to get the tooth that his father gave him.
It seems like the only thing he really gives a fuck about is the tooth all of a sudden, though.
Right. He's totally pulling a Butch from Pulp Fiction. All I give a fuck's about the tooth.
All I gave a fuck about was the tooth. I should have told you that all I gave a fuck about was the tooth.
So when he sees his home, he notices that all the windows are broken, and his home has been raided, just like his dad's home. And immediately he's like, well, I'm going in there. And Kahlan holds him back, which is, you know, a little parallel between my wife and I. I am normally pretty stubborn, and she holds me back from doing a lot of dumb shit, I guess you could say. But, you know, I like reading stuff like this. It's like, oh, the woman had a nice, calm, and logical head about her, and the man was like, let's go fuck some shit up.
Throw an atom bomb into our lives.
Right. No, I just like little passages like that because it reminds me of us. But the thought occurs to Richard that there's only one door in or out of his house, and so he's like tactical, and he's thinking while he's running his fingers through his hair that if there's somebody waiting in his home, they are waiting behind that door, and he is going to go through, or at least he's going to get into that house one way or another. But I would say that the only door that I'm interested in getting through right now is the refrigerator door.
Is it time for our beer break, baby?
I think it's time for a beer break, JD.
I think we're overdue for a beer break.
We are. Yeah. This is run for a minute without a beer break. But we do have a special one for you guys tonight.
Ooh.
Tonight, we are drinking No Rules by Perrin Brewing Company. And this is hands down one of my top 3. I'll say that. Top 3 for sure.
And you could probably hear the No Rules in our voice a little bit. It's a little bit of a stronger beer. Can you read what the percentage is on this one? Now, keep in mind, there are different years. And so when you go to the No Rules party, you can grab a couple different years. And we've aged a couple of these for a little while.
Yeah, a couple of these have been sitting in the basement for a year or so. The one that I am currently drinking, because, spoiler alert, we have tapped 2 bottles tonight, is the 2019 No Rules. Now, this is a Vietnamese porter. That is an imperial porter aged in oak bourbon barrels. And you guys, it is 15%. And holy shit. Now, they say no rules were followed throughout the creation of this product. This 15% imperial porter was made with coconut, turbinado sugar, and then laid down and aged in bourbon barrels for several months. With a classic film reference weaved into the label art, we hope you enjoy this product as much as we did making it. And you guys really need to look this up. The label art is the guy from The Big Lebowski, the bowler with the guns. And I'm going to admit right here and right now, I've only watched that movie once, and I don't remember the guy's name, but I totally get the reference.
It's John Goodman.
It is John Goodman who plays the character, right? But this beer is damn good. This is the first craft beer that I ever tasted a few years ago. And I thought I was going to be a tough guy. I was going to take it home, drink the bottle, work on my motorcycle. And needless to say, I got about half of it down. And that's all the farther I got. I damn near took a nap in the driveway.